Tonight on Podcast Them Down, fucking bees. Cast them down. Hail Metal Nation, it is we. Podcast Them Down. I'm Tim, that's Matt and Doug, and we are continuing where we left off with our metal ratings of all of the U.S. flags. We're picking it up after the atrocity that was South Dakota. So here we go. Next up, Tennessee. All right. This is a 3x5 flag. It's called the Tri-Star flag. Adopted April 17th, 1905. It is a blue circle with 3 white 5-pointed stars on a rectangular field of red with a strip of white and blue on the flag. That's where that's what you unzip to take the flag's dick out.
Yeah, that's where the flag's penis is.
I still have the laughter on. Oh, wait, do I? I do, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have on here. Designed by Colonel Leroy Reeves. So it's like Leroy, but it's 2 words. Leroy. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they in Tennessee, they love the 3 stars.
They love the 3 stars.
Yeah, it's on the Tennessee Titans thing. It's on the I think they put it on the Nashville Predators.
Yep.
Jerseys. So yeah. I didn't actually read why.
There's something about the way these stars are arranged that the more you look at it,
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like when you just glance it looks fine. But the more you try to study this flag, the more it's like, how are they arranged here? They're not quite.
So they're all pointing.
Then the too small strip.
Yeah.
With the white buffer.
Yes.
The stars are all pointing to the center, and one is at about 2:30, one's at about 6:30, and one's at about 10:30. So they're like, they're off.
They're not right. I do like that this of the former Confederate states. I do like that this flag is trying to. Like Arkansas, we talked about how it's just like a dumb rearrangement of the Confederate battle flag. This is like some plausible deniability. It's like, no, we just happen to have a red flag with a circle, no stars. Oh, well, there's stars, so there's no bars, there's no crosses, there's no saltires.
Well,
so
in regards
the Grand Divisions of Tennessee is very real.
Yeah.
Quickly, in regards to the blue, it looks like overscan on a CRT TV.
Yeah. Well, it's some right. It's like imprecision in printing. Like if you miss, you lose a bit on either side.
That's like the cut mark. Like cut. This is like the line that separated the flags, and they just. So it really should be like a 4x3 flag, but they just left that extra bunting there.
It's like you choose your aspect ratio. Just
I think in printing we call that the gutter. They left the gutter there.
You'll never guess from this old flag what number state Tennessee was.
I know which one this is. I know which flag this is. I'm telling you, there's something about numbers. I don't hate that. I hate that, but I don't hate the number.
For our audio listeners, the this turn of the century flag, 2 centuries. It says it's red, blue, and white stripes. However, it's like rotated some degrees, maybe like 30 degrees. So they aren't vertical; they're diagonal. And then canted at another weird angle, it says the volunteer state. And then in the white, in dark blue, it says 16.
But also the 16 is not properly centered within the triangle.
No, it's not. It's like the top of it's in the middle.
Yeah, it's just not working at all.
And the 6 is kind of bent.
Yeah.
I kind of like the font of the 6, but
it's a nice font, but it's misplaced. The heights aren't right.
Well, this is like the David Lynch state, like because this is weird. Then the governor's flag is a Christmas tree. And then the General Assembly flag is like the Communist Party of Tennessee's flag.
Yeah, that's a Soviet. That's one of those socialist republics. If you look on the obverse, they don't have the crest and the stars.
Right. Okay.
And this is and I feel like their main flag, it's like the cover to one of those, to like an unsettling modernist novel.
Yes.
Like the more you look at it, the more unsettled you are in ways that you can't comprehend.
It's like the American flag in Upton Sinclair's like fascist daydream. It can't happen here. Like this is what the fascist Republic of the United States looks like.
Well, that's not a good flag, and it's certainly not metal. I gave South Dakota 1 and 1. It's not that bad because South Dakota just horrendously fucked things up. Hey, I just noticed the circle is in the middle of the red field and not in the middle of the flag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, that bugs me. Well, I'll give it for quality. I got to score it higher than South Dakota. I'll give it a 1.5. And for metalness, it's a 1. There's nothing metal about this.
I'm going to deduct a metal point from myself because it's Sinclair Lewis, not Upton Sinclair. So just my podcast total metal score, we should deduct that. Yeah, you're right. This is it's better than Rhode Island. I'm going to give it a 3 quality score. It's goofy. It's a 3 metal. It's a 3 metal flag.
Again, I'm going to double down on the creepiness of this flag. I think it's a 6 and a 6. And I do like how, if Wikipedia is to be believed, people are like, oh, it's Confederate as shit. And then they can't find any evidence of that. Except, I suppose, for what is right there.
Yeah, except what your eyes see.
But you got the three zones of Tennessee, grand divisions, and the unity of them in a field of Jeff Davis red. No Confederacy to be seen here. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on. Speaking of confederacies.
Let's move on. So the next one is the flag of the Republic of Texas, later known as the state of Texas. This is the Lone Star flag. Proportion 2:3, adopted January 25th, 1839, before it was state. It is 1/3 of the hoist is blue, containing a single centered white star. The remaining field is divided horizontally into a white and red bar. And it's like Hawaii. Hawaii was the flag of the Kingdom of Hawaii and then became the state flag. Same deal here. The Kingdom of Texas. The Pantone colors of the flag are 193C for the red, SAFE for the white, and 281C for the dark blue.
Okay.
There you go. And if you want that in hex web colors, I can provide that too. Yeah, it's simple. It's straightforward. There's nothing special here. I also don't think it's all that metal. Well, I guess lonerism.
Yeah.
It's we're all out on our own out here, in this land we're squatting on. Squatting's more like crust punk than metal, but there is some crossover with black metal. So I'm talking myself into raising the metal score from my original gut feeling, but I will give it a perfectly neutral quality score of 5. and a slightly metal score of 6.
Well, I do. It feels Confederate-y without being Confederate at all, which I think, given the inclinations of the states, is probably not a bad place to be. In a lot of Texas, some not. Big state, a lot of views. I do think it's impressive how many alternate flags they have, of that, some of which are completely insane.
Yeah, if you're looking for a fun time, just go to the Flag of Texas Wikipedia page and look at all the crazy shit that Texas has tried, including the flags of Libya and the Paris Commune. It's a I don't know. I think there's a beautiful simplicity in this flag. It's a great cowboy shirt flag pattern. Like no other state can pull off a cowboy shirt like the Texas flag can pull off. I just see people with a big Stetson with this shirt, both short sleeve and long rolled up.
Hey, real quick, I do want to calibrate your metal scores for this with a couple of Texan flags that didn't make it. So first you got the cannon with the lone star, and it says "Come and take it."
I mean, that might be an 11 metal score.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, yeah, but is it 11? Because there's also this one, which is an arm holding a saber, dripping with blood. Fuck yeah!
This arm just cut itself off of a body, which is what Texas did. Holy shit!
There you go. So those two flags are fucking metal as fuck.
And also, I wish you would show the speculative Zavala flag.
Oh yeah,
because for the ironists out there.
Yeah, it also did the crazy thing Nevada or somebody did with their flag.
Yeah, so it's the lone star on just a red field, and it says Texas, like in a circle between the points of the star. And if my head's in the way, so it looks like it says Stex now.
This is like an oil brand logo, which is perfect. You're going to show the two speculative to the left, right, or one of them.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got to go with that one.
I'm running low on gas. I have to go to the Stex station. That kind of works. So, where am I going? Oh, there's a blue version too.
The one with the rainbow. Come on.
Other way.
Okay. How did Liberia get in here?
That is basically there we go. Yeah.
They should bring this back.
No, that's a flag we can all love.
All right. So there on this one, there's the star with the Texas in and around it, and then a rainbow, and then a 6-pointed star beneath it.
Zetsa.
And go one more over that direction.
Oh, this is like the Hawaiian version. They made the rainbow fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that there's indigo and blue in here.
And you're in front of the star, which appears twice in this flag.
Once in the 6-pointed star. Here, let me just lean back.
There you go. Although I kind of like the alternate version where instead of a 6-pointed star, it's just you.
I would improve any
selfie spot flag.
I'm liking this. Maybe they wouldn't be such giant assholes if this was their flag. I'm just gonna let that one sit there for a while, you fucking assholes.
They have a flag with a topless woman.
Oh,
I mean,
can we show it? How detailed is it?
I mean, we're about to show a topless woman flag.
But there's a bajillion flags here. Oh, it's just justice. It's the.
I mean, I would like to get everyone ready because 1, 2, 3 flags from now, we're gonna get more boobs.
Right. All right. Well, I'm sticking with 5. Well, actually, now that I've seen all the more awesome flags that they passed over, I'm gonna drop my metalness score to a 4 and my quality score to a 3.
It's a good flag design. It's iconic. It's a 7 quality score. But as we have just seen, every other possible flag of Texas was more metal than this flag, so it's a 3 metal.
Yeah, like there wasn't a very turbulent process, it seems, to land on this flag. So that's not very. I guess it's like they end up with this, and then they have all these designers doing all these fantastic things that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's a 2 metal and 7 quality. Honestly, it's even an 8.
It's a good flag.
Next is the current flag of Utah. All right, so this one is 5x8, obviously.
Okay.
Adopted July 25th, 1913, reaffirmed on February 16th, 2011. It is a state coat of arms encircled in a golden circle. I feel like that's implied, with the number 1896 written in white text on a field of dark navy blue. Now let's see what's going on in this seal. So in the seal it says industry, and then there's a beehive on like one of those short Japanese tables. You know,
like a beehive stand.
Yeah, a beehive stand to get it off the ground because the ground is covered in grass and flowers. And underneath that, it says Utah, 1847.
Which is it?
Is it 1896 or is it 1847? And then behind the flag, behind the shield, the seal, whatever, is 2 crossed United States flags. However, in this vector graphic, it seems like they had a hard time like getting the stripes to look right because they're kind of tucked under the seal, and there's definitely not enough stars on there, so it must have been either 1847 or 1896.
Each flag has 23 stars, which I don't think works.
And then, well, it adds up, maybe. I don't know. And
then the 46th state.
Then they got an eagle, like
no,
like,
it's not.
They got an eagle with its head down, and going like, "What's up, bro?"
He's almost doing like the what was the wrestling group of Charlie and Dennis?
Yeah, the Birds of War.
Birds of War.
Yes, we have feathers and the muscles of men. Oh, and I do want to point out the eagle's claws are like visible on top of the shield with the beehive on it, and then they're
just kind of like bleep.
It's a rare touch of realism in these.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of arrows sticking out. Well, yeah, the claws make up for the poor execution of the stripes. Now these years,
this eagle might very well be pooping or laying an egg.
Yeah.
Well, and I do want to say that I had an idea why there might be not 1 but 2 American flags on this flag, and it was correct.
Because
of course the folks who founded Utah both broke away and were chased out, and were not considered loyal to this country until they worked very hard to be.
So there's some doubling down here.
What do you make?
Double down.
Double down.
Oh, we missed our chance to get a double down.
Yeah, fuck.
We gotta be better about getting this fast food. and reviewing
Utah
metal
being a state full of friendly people, a nice state, and one thoroughly grounded in this union, they have a new flag upcoming. I don't know if we're talking about that here or next year's.
One. Yeah.
Okay.
But first, let's go back in time. What do you make of this? The Utah Territory flag. So this one, right above my head, it says 1850, not to be confused with 1847 or 1896. And it's like a fucking photo of a beehive on a table, surrounded by flowers, and bees, and it says September 9th, and I've never seen this abbreviation of September. It's it's
I like the little dots under the
capital
TH.
E, capital P, and then a superscript capital T.
I with a little dot under it, just to confuse you.
And I'm
like the
covering
number
it, but it
of
says
bees.
Utah behind me in the ribbon.
I like the bee house and the number of bees involved. Because again, I think the person who drew this has never seen a beehive.
What? They're not tied up like a plastic bag at the top?
Yeah, like a little thatched roof. That's a great thing.
So, yeah, I'm gonna this is one of the better ones with the seal on it, and I like that it says industry, but I can't, off the top of my head, I don't know of any industries coming out of Utah, except for doesn't the NSA have a big super center there or something?
Shut up.
I mean, the NSA does not have a big super center in Utah.
Is that a grocery store format?
Yeah. It's a grocery store.
Sure.
National Standard America groceries.
So I'm going for, I think it's metal because they included the claws, and those bees are probably angry. So I'm gonna go with the 6 for.
I feel like the eagle feels much more cartoony than the rest of it.
It does.
I'm a sucker for the bees. I wish there were more bees. There's a good number of bees in this, but there's not enough bees. I wish there were more bees.
He keeps saying bees.
Bees. I love flags with flags on them. Now, the ultimate flag is a flag that has a picture of itself on it, because then I enjoy the infinite regress. Unfortunately, this one does not have a picture of the Utah flag. If it did, it would be a prime flag. I like the confusion of having 2 separate dates unexplained.
And a third.
Yeah, and then a third mystery date that's contending. I'm gonna give this. This is a 5 quality and a 6 metal. I also like. Even though there's some irony here. There's no olive branches. It's only arrows and spears.
Yep.
There's a lot going on in this flag.
It gets whatever I gave New Hampshire.
Oh man!
Wow. Okay.
Work. New Hampshire. You gave it a 4 and a 4.
Yeah. Right on.
All right. They have adopted a new flag already. So it's a done deal, but it doesn't take effect until next year. So that is the next flag we are talking about.
Okay.
This is all right. There's no official explanation of this one.
I think there is down below.
Okay, so but it's not in the top third or whatever. Okay, so picture, if you will, the flag of the Netherlands. Now I forget the color of the order, but it's red on the bottom, white in the middle, blue on the top. Now, not that blue, it's a dark blue. Okay.
It's the Netherlands flag upside down.
Okay, there you go. And then with the darker blue, and then the white forms mountains. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they dip into the red as well, which carves out a nice hexagon, because bees like hexagons, and you got to put a beehive on it.
Yeah.
So there's a blue hexagon in the middle of the white mountains, and then there's a gold outline inside of the blue hexagon, and then a stylized beehive with one single star coming out of the beehive. No bees, 0 bees.
No bees. None bees.
So this will take effect March 9th, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
This just reeks of flag nerd.
Yeah.
Thinking everything you can possibly capture in a flag, and thinking through a rational reason to say everything in one cohesive design.
It's
also the red part is supposed to make you think of the red rocks.
And the way that the whatever shape the
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
It doesn't. The lines aren't straight.
Right. But it's designed though. It's like this is too well designed, which makes it feel corporate. Like this is like Salt Lake's MLB team.
That's what I was gonna say. This is the emblem of the honeybees. The Salt Lake City honeybees.
Salt Lake honeybees.
It is perfect. It is perfect for them. Just
Deseret honeybees.
Yeah,
It's
just
like,
replace the star with an angry looking, like borrow the Charlotte Hornet.
Yeah, his name is Buzz.
It's like 2007 or 2008, whenever the Capitals New Jerseys came out, and we were all like, oh, nice and clean. Oh, only 3 stars that clearly represent something. These are well thought out. And now they look like shit. And we like the noisy, chaotic ones from the 70s. And that's what's going to happen here, too.
Very sterile. Now I'm going to surprise you with my scores. I think this is better brand recognition for Utah, and it makes me think more of the mountains and the rocks and the delicious honey than other things that I think of when I think of Utah. So I'm going to score it higher than the original Utah flag. This is a perfect medium 5. It's probably slightly less metal, so now it's get a perfectly neutral 5. This is the most bland neutral thing, so it gets a 5 and a 5.
Okay. This is a corporate, just soullessly designed flag. There's nothing metal about it, except the fact that there was a big push to adopt it, and then everyone hated it. But that's more about the people of Utah rather than the flag. I'm gonna have to give this a 0 metal score, but I don't dislike this flag. I feel like get rid of the mountain motif. If this flag was red with a white border and then the hexagon thing, it would be a perfect flag. Or a good flag, at least.
I mean, Utah is the Sunshine State, and that's not captured here. It's only captured on Design 23 of the.
We should mention for the Patreon listeners, we will rate every flag.
No, we won't.
Of the 2002 Salt Lake Tribune flag contest.
Oh, maybe we'll do that briefly. I thought I did not want to go through every goddamn previous flag or whatever. Oh, look at design number 20. That's terrible.
Yeah. See, now if you go down to the other flag task force finalists, one flag is the flag of the Marshall Islands, so they couldn't use that.
It is.
But the two blue flags, there's one with the beehive and a circle and a star, and there's one that's my favorite, is just the beehive and a star. Fine, I use that.
No, save it for the Patreon.
It looks like the flag of an emerging religious movement.
Well, I mean, it is kind of Doug.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Hey, remember the Garden of Eden is in Jackson County, Missouri, not in Utah. All right, so what's your quality score, Matt?
My quality score is a 5. It's well designed. It's soulless. It's an average flag.
The very fact that it's soulless, I think, is what makes it perfectly medium metal.
Well, I think all the hand wringing that led to this flag is pretty metal. So it's a 5 and a 5.
Okay.
All right.
I expect the quality to depreciate over time, but time will tell.
Oh yeah, you're right. When we do our annual revisit.
It's not part of the year in review.
All right, next. This one. All right.
Oh dear.
Vermont. All right. The Vermont flag. This might take a while. The Vermont flag, 3x5, adopted June 1st, 1923, 100 years ago. It is a state coat of arms against the field of azure. All right. So this is oh God. All right, so there's a stag's head above the state seal. Then the outline of the state seal is very ornamental, and then you got fucking evergreen tree, 3 bales of straw or hay or whatever, You got some purple mountains. You got with a gradient that goes from like blue to purple from top to bottom in the mountains, and I guess it's sunset because the the sky goes from orange to red from bottom to top. Then you got a confused looking cow hanging out under the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the seal is adorned with pine branches.
Yep.
Okay, and then there's a red ribbon beneath all this that says Freedom, Vermont, and Unity.
Great motto.
The ribbon is covering the A in and for and unity.
No, I think that's Vermont's motto: Freedom, Vermont, and Unity.
Yep, there you go. So, the pine needle supporters and coat of arms are represented throughout New England and symbolizes the small pine branches worn at the Battle of Plattsburgh near the end of the War of 1812. Okay, so a battle no one cares about in a war most people forgot was fought in Vermont.
Yep.
Actually, Plattsburgh's in New York, so what's going on here?
Not great.
They got some weird flags here. The first official state flag of Vermont. You got to see this one. So it's.
Wait a minute.
It is. It's the U.S. flag with extra stripes, but in the top stripe, in the top red stripe in white letters, it says Vermont. And then let's see. There's 3, 6, 9 plus 8. There's 17 stars. So there's got to be 17 stripes. Because remember, for a while they were adding a star and a stripe for every new state.
That's right.
Okay.
So that must be what's going on here. And they just took the U.S. flag and threw Vermont at the top.
They were working with what they had, and they made a state flag.
Oh, it even says, was a 17 stars and stripes U.S. flag with Vermont embroidered along the top. I like that. They probably got a discount on it.
But was Vermont the 17th state?
Sure.
I think it was the 14th. It's the 14th. Why is the 14th state? Why do they have a 17 flag star?
Because I guess they adopted this during when there were 17 states, but I think they should put Vermont on the 14th stripe. Let's see.
Right.
1, 2,
see,
3.
Now, just like our red star and number flags, I would also accept this version of state flags. We wouldn't have like the optic effect, but if they were just the number of stars of your flag, like if your state's number,
so like Delaware would look like
there'll be Texas. 1 star, and then Texas would be, Hawaii would have 50, and then just at the very top, the name of the state. I'd be fine with that.
Now, if you had to put it in the stripe, Vermont would go in the second to last white stripe.
Yeah. Oh, that would be. Yeah, you should. So Hawaii, just to review, Hawaii's flag would have 50 stars and 50 stripes.
Correct. I like this. It's a system that makes sense.
I like the Green Mountain Boys flag, which is like an arts and craft project by some kid.
You shouldn't have seen that. That was the scoring sheet.
Luckily I was too busy looking at this Green Mountain Boys flag.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. That's what I was trying to do, at least. These stars don't make any sense. All right, so picture the U.S. flag again, if you will. Now, instead of the stripes, make it green. And instead of the dark blue, make it light blue. And instead of the flag, the stars, just fucking mix them around and change the size of all of them. Doesn't quite make sense. It looks like someone was eating stars and then someone had a funny joke and he went, and the stars just landed where they did.
According to the design, it contains 13 white stars in a natural pattern.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
They just sprinkled them, and where they landed is where they glued it.
Wow. Vermont is clearly has a dead deer at the top. That's not a living deer. It is very clearly dead. That's kind of brutal. I like the cow. Pine trees, I guess. I like the tree. I'm gonna give it a 3 quality, 4 metal. It's a 3 metal, but the dead deer on top gives it an extra point.
This flag sucks. Does it suck more than Tennessee? No, it sucks the same as Tennessee.
Okay.
So it's a 1.5. And is it metal? I don't know. That cow looks confused. Mountains are metal, I suppose. There's a black metal quality to this, but that sunset is too serene. So I'm going to give it a 4 metal.
What did I give Idaho?
You gave Idaho. Well, Matt and I gave it 2 zeros, and you gave it a 2. For metalness, you gave it a 6.
Oh, it probably had some ridiculous story, which Vermont doesn't have. Yeah, so it's a 2. The metalness, I don't seem to be an enormous amount of strife or backstabbing. I mean, they had these good designs for the standard state flags that should exist. Mm-hmm. It's a 3.
I agree. Although with different numbers. All right. Last one for this episode. Virginia. All right. So this is a 2x3, adopted March 28th, 1912, standardized February 1st, 1950. The design is an obverse of the state seal on an azure field. All right. So what this is, blue, then a white circle, and then I don't know what kind of plants those are, but plants around the edge of the circle, and it says Virginia at the top, and then at the bottom it says Sic Semper Tyrannis, thus to tyrants, and then it has a dude who has slain a king, and he's
it's not a dude. It's not a dude.
Oh, it's a lady. Is it
It's
Justice?
a lady.
It's Justice, right?
It might be Liberty. She's an Amazon for sure.
It's virtue.
Virtue, which is weird because virtue is manliness.
All right, yep.
But it's a woman representing manliness.
All right, poorly wearing a toga, a blue toga, with one boob out. And she's got a helmet with a single feather. She's got a spear, but the spear, usually your spear is pointing up towards the sky. She's holding it onto the ground, right? And then she's got a sword in its sheath in her other hand. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with these chains. But the king she has killed, his crown has fallen away from him. He's looking away from the viewer. He's wearing purple and quite a lovely skirt there. And then there is a chain that's in his hand.
I think that's the chain of tyranny which he was holding, but now can no longer hold.
And he's wearing very stylish sandals.
They're very nice sandals.
Liberty is barefoot, or whoever this is. So, okay.
So there's
Yep, it's virtue shown having vanquished tyranny, symbolized by a fallen king at her feet. She has an exposed breast in the manner of classical depictions of Amazons, making this the only state flag in the United States depicting a form of nudity. Designed by a guy.
It's one of the few state flags featuring women designed by a man.
How about that? Isn't that something?
There's a famous joke that Sic Semper Tyrannis actually means get your foot off my neck.
I like it. All right.
We should point out that former governor, he was a governor candidate. He was the Attorney General of Virginia, Ken Cuccinelli. Was scandalized by the bare breast, so gave his staff lapel pins with the boobie covered up.
Oh, come on. When has a breast ever hurt anyone? All right. The quality of this, I think it's a terrible flag. This flag fucking sucks. But so I'm gonna give it a 2. But it is fucking metal as fuck. So I'm gonna give it a 9.5 metal score.
Okay. All right. I was worried there, but I agree with you. Yeah, this is a 9 metal. It's depicting an act of slaughter. Virtue's sword is held weirdly and very penilely.
Definitely.
There's just a lot of stuff going on here.
That's got to be bad on your wrist to hold it at that angle as well.
I also like how clearly slaughtering the tyrant is taking place in the circle of the sphere based on the tyrant's foot placement. So like they're in that circle. It's like a little snow globe they're fighting in.
They're like way too close to the word Virginia.
They're
sick.
I wish the crown in the Massachusetts flag, I think, was upside down. It was much more clearly toppled. This just seems like placed.
Right. It was being tread upon.
Yeah, this is just like placed on the side for safekeeping.
Let me take my crown off before we fight.
Hold on a moment. But at the end of the day, this is yet another. Now it's a southern state. It's the north of the South, but this is another mid-Atlantic northeastern state with the blue field and its state seal. It has a pretty fucking metal state seal, but this is still a 5 quality. Get with it, Virginia.
Yeah. What did I give? What was my quality score for Kentucky?
I like this. All right. Quality, you gave it a 2. You gave it the highest score of any of us.
Yeah, I think Virginia is a 2. Nah, it's a 4. But it is very metal.
We bookended your score there.
You know what? I've just made a discovery. I'm going to have to drop this down from a 9 to an 8.5 because I have discovered that the seal of the Senate of Virginia features both a dragon and an angry-looking cardinal. And how is this not somehow incorporated in your flag?
I'm looking for it.
Even with that knowledge, I'm going to give it a 9 metal.
A 9. Well, I'm going to drop mine down to a 9 metal because I didn't know there was a dragon at play that is excluded from the festivities.
There's a dragon just waiting to be called up from the miners.
I still think slaying a king may exceed the metalness of a dragon.
I mean, I wish I could agree with you.
What if it was a dragon king?
Yeah, if it was a dragon king or a cardinal slaying a king. I mean, I'm all for slaying kings. But if that could be done with teeth or fire breath or a pecky beak, all the better.
A pecky beak.
Look, sometimes you have to slay the king you have, not the king you want.
That's fair. That is fair. All right. Well, that wraps it up. We got a few more states to go and then a whole shit ton more. So until next time, Metal Nation, slay the king you have, not the king you want. Cast them down!
Some dude in Tonga is listening to us and he's like, I guess they're right.
And you know what? I'm the only 10 I see. Here we go. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm good. I'm done.